Well, good morning, and yeah, welcome. I'm just going to do something different this morning. I've been promising people for a while I'll do a pike vlog, so yeah, I've come out and just going to do a few hours, see if we can nick a pike. This water hasn't got big pike in it. A double's a good pike in here, but there's a good chance of a fish normally. That said, I've arrived this morning and yeah, I've not seen any strikes or anything going on. So I've plumped in a swim here. When I arrived here, there's only one other person on the lake, and they're on the other side. And there's a dog trying to eat my bait. So I thought I'd come well away from them, out of the wind, come here. And then, yeah, someone's just set up float fishing next to me. You couldn't make it up, but there you go. Anyway, we're maybe here draw the pike in with these maggots and they come across and eat my bait. So I'm going to have two rods out today. One popped up off the bottom on a lead, and the other one I'm going to float fish. So I'll just talk you through how I do the rigs. Not necessarily the correct way to do the rigs, but it's my way of fishing. So if I can get it all under control, what I've got basically here is a running lead on a little leader. That should be up there to help pop that up off the bottom. So basically, and I may do a bit of video to cut in here in a minute because it's a bit hard to show, but the idea is this lead will sit on the bottom, that will pop up, and then my sardine will also pop up. So if effectively we're going to start off, what are we, 1.5 foot off the bottom, and I can let that up as the day goes on. Obviously I can't get it any lower than that. I can wind down hard, I guess, and that'll be as high, the lowest I can get it off the bottom. But that said, there's a lot of normally there's a lot of lilies and crud here and everything. So there we go, dog's in the way because he thinks he's getting this sardine to eat. For popping it up, you just put, I make up my own little, I don't know what you call it, but I've pulled a bit of line through there with a pop-up poly ball on it, and in this case I've had to put a second one on because one couldn't lift the bait up on its own. But as I say, that's going to sit out on the on a buzzer out there and hopefully pick something up. And then on the other rod I'm going to have a float rod out, and if you bear with me I'll get that one in. So again, I think for most people who pike fish, it's a standard setup. Basically I've got a float that will run, it will go up to a stop bead. I can move that bead up and down the line. So yeah, and then at the bottom I've just got my sardine on a 1 foot trace. So I guess I'm going to start off initially. So you know what, I'm going to bring that down. And I'm going to start off just 1 foot from the bottom, off the top. Also got a little 8 gram Olivet on there, just to give the float a bit of weight. It's still underweighted, it's sort of not cocking properly. But yeah, that's the float, the Olivet, and then the bait. And that's put on with, I wrap a bit of pole elastic around it as well, because they're such a light bait. I don't want them flying off when I cast. So yeah, that's the setup, and we'll see how we go. Hopefully we'll get a fish or two and to show the camera. So yeah, see you in a bit. So yeah, I've moved swims now. I had a couple of bleeps on the ledyard popped up, sardine, but that didn't materialise into a run. So I've now come around to a peg on the other bank. Oh, it's a lot warmer over here on the plus side. Had a chat to the guy who was float fishing. I could see he'd caught a few roach, up to about ½ pound. But yeah, otherwise not a lot's happened. The bailiff's come around, given me a warning for not having the dog on the lead. So I had to go back to the car and get the lead, and the dog's on the lead now. So yeah, me and one other bloke fishing, and who didn't mind the dog. And yeah, bailiff's like, that's the rules, dog's got to be on the lead. So anyway, he's on the lead at the moment. So I don't know what else to say. Now, I've got my jig rod with me. If I saw some movement, I'd be tempted to have a few casts with that. But at the moment, I'm not seeing any pike showing. It's the end of January, so they're only a couple of weeks off spawning, and normally, certainly the week before spawning, you can see pike everywhere, because they're just, I don't understand their biology, but a couple of weeks before spawning, they just go on a munch. They have a good old feed up, and you can see fish jumping everywhere where the pike are going from. But we'll see what happens. It is what it is. Like I say, I've only got a few hours. I've already been here 2 hours and nothing's happened. So we'll give it another couple of hours, stretch it out 2 more hours. We may have one more swim move. Let's see if we can nick a pike. Yeah, it might just be they're not feeding on sardines, or they're not feeding. But yeah, that's the only dead baits I've got with me today, these sardines. And hopefully I can update this with a fish, even if it's just a little one. A little single will do, just to put a fish on the bank. So yeah, we've caught a... Sorry, I'm looking at the dog, because even though he's on the lead, he's not tied up or anything. So yeah, need to keep an eye on him. Anyway, yeah, I'll get back to you before I end. See you soon. Okay, well, unfortunately there was no pike today. I mean, the rods are still out, but I'm just wrapping this vlog up and then going to wind them in and chip off. It's 2 o'clock, so we gave it 4.5 hours. Fished 5 different swims. Action wise, I mean, 2 bleeps on the ledyard bait when I was in the first swim. This swim is the only swim I've seen anything in. There was a small strike out in the middle, so my float's been out there for probably 30 minutes now, but nothing's touching it. Yeah, we're gonna get off home, get the dog his lunch. He hasn't stopped moaning for the last half an hour, so get him his lunch. And what I will do, I'm going to come back in 2 weeks' time. So what would that be? I don't know, mid-February. Yeah, mid-February. And that should get them just before spawning, and hopefully there's more fish showing, more strikes going on, and I can perhaps nail a pike and do another vlog for you with a actual fish. And there's one guy, he did a whole lap of the lake with his jig rod, didn't have anything. The only person catching is the guy that set up originally next to me, in the swim next to me when I was first fishing. And he's just bringing a roach in now as it goes. He's dead opposite me. But yeah, he's had a few roach. I spoke to him when I went past him. He said up to about ½ pound the roach are. So that's good for him. And obviously the pike haven't moved in that corner, because he wouldn't still be catching if the pike had moved in. So not really sure where they are today, but yeah, I've covered a good, I've done half the lake, and as I say, the guy with the jig rod actually did every available swim on the lake and couldn't find anything close in. So yeah, that's it for now. Sorry there wasn't any fish to show you, but we'll be back on the bank. I'm probably going to do a bream and roach vlog next, I think. But yeah, I'll be back out piking in a couple of weeks and see if we can get a pike for the flock. See you then.